Hello and welcome to MSU Inside Out on KMSU. I'm Ethan Wiley.
And I'm Kylie Kuntz.
And we'll be your hosts for the evening. And it's great to see you all again. We are back now after a pretty hectic winter storm last week. Kylie, what all do we have in store for us today?
We have weather as usual. We have three great interviews actually this evening. And of course, 2 sports segments. With winter already here, fall sports are coming to an end, and Gage has more with sports.
Thanks, Kylie. Running into Beavers football, the Battle of the Big Lake was last week against the University of Mary. Since 2004, the Beavers are 8-4 against the Marauders, and the last time these two teams faced off, MSU won 17-10. Now, this time around, the Beavers had another hard-fought game against the Marauders. The Beavers were down 27-7 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter and managed to push their way back into the game as they scored back-to-back touchdowns, just 2 minutes apart to bring the score to 27-21. This was not enough, however, as the Beavers ended up getting a safety in the final seconds of the game to make the final tally 27-23. The Beavers had a total 236 rushing yards in the game, with 151 of those yards and 2 touchdowns coming from true freshman Miles West. The Beavers' next game is away against Michigan Technological University. Kickoff is at 12 p.m. local. Next, the men's hockey team is coming off a 17-day break to prepare for the long season ahead of them. Their first matchup back was last night against rival University of Mary. The Beavers struck early with a pair of goals from junior Jay Buckholes and sophomore Troy Hamilton in the first period. The Marauders responded with 2 goals of their own in the first and early in the second period. Late in the second period, freshman Walker Jerome scored to make the score 3-2, and then sophomore Joey Moffitt scored as well to make the game 4-2, giving the Beavers the win in their first game back from their break. The Beavs' next matchup is Friday and Saturday, where they will be going up against number 8 ranked University of Jamestown in the Mesa Arena. The last time these teams both met, the Beavers beat the Knights 3-1. Puck drop is for both games is at 7:30. And skating on over to women's hockey, the Lady Beavers took on Adrian College for a 2-game series last week. The Lady Beavs had a tough couple of days as they lost both games 3-0 and 2-0 respectively. They head into their next series against Maryville University this weekend, looking to turn their season around as they are sitting 4-6 on the year. The Lady Beavs host the Saints in Mesa Arena at 3:45 on both Friday and Saturday. And lastly, the women's volleyball team plays this Friday against Minnesota State University Mankato. They're going into the game looking for a bright spot on the season as they have struggled thus far through conference play. And moving ahead to next week, the Lady Beavers have their senior night on Friday, November 10th, as they take on Bemidji State University. Be sure to come on out and root for Emily Kotelnikoff, Tay Beckel, and Jenna Pollen as they are all graduating in the spring. And not to mention, Kylie, you are graduating this fall. Are you looking forward to joining the workforce soon?
Yeah, I am. I will be graduating in December, so I'm really looking forward to working. I know not a lot of people can say that, but I will be walking in May with a number of other Pro-Com seniors, and one of them being Ningi Damanambo. Thanks for joining us, Ningi.
Thank you for having me, of course.
So tell me a little bit about your university education so far. I know Pro-Com students, we're kind of all over the place. We get to do a lot of fun stuff.
That's very true. Well, actually, I started with computer science my freshman year, and I realized that I didn't want to do it anymore. It was a little difficult, but then when I found Pro-Com, it just felt like I found a safe spot for me where I could showcase what I want to do and also learn more from other people. So it was really nice because I got to do a lot of everything.
Do you think you can narrow down what you think is your favorite thing or favorite class that you've done in the Pro-Com department so far?
Okay, so I would say because of my social media option, I got to do a lot of graphic design classes, and I would say those were one of my top because it brought out a side of me that I never really thought was there in the beginning, and also I really like the video production ones as well because then you get to be artistic with it, and I just like the classes that help you express. And, I wasn't a big fan of advertising, but, I appreciated those classes as well because, just taught you a lot about the industry and also how to make money with what you love doing. So that's very important.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think things in the graphic design kind of area, even maybe video production, do you think that's something you'd want to do post undergrad?
I definitely think so, yes. I would love to most definitely stick with design. I would even now after undergraduate would want to go to grad school for design. Yeah, definitely. And I will always keep making videos or films or things like that. I feel like certain things are just part of you, stick with you. I think it takes discipline to develop them, you know, and make them into I would say, like a job or a career, something you can actually monetize off of, because you want to live a good life, but you also want to do the things you love. So,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. What do you think, what are you looking for grad school then? What do you have in mind?
Oh my, I'm definitely looking for like top-notch design programs, but also programs that provide postgrad students with an opportunity to have their own studios and also engage in research work. So I feel like those two are very important because it gives them a space to do what they're passionate about, but then they also have like funding and also like direction and advisors for research what they're also passionate about, because you need research before you go into any form of project.
Right, exactly. You seem like you have a pretty good like relationship with the idea of still wanting to make money but also being creative. Was that something you were like really worried about for a long time?
I would say yes, because the first thing I wanted to do when I started Procom was just to be a filmmaker, but it never occurred to me that, I have to find something where I can actually make money. I just want to make films and that's about it. But I think just growing up and realizing that it's not impossible, it might take a little effort. I always say you might sleep out of your car a couple days, but you'll get there if you keep on like pushing. But I also say with wisdom, always find a way to be smart about it. Like, you want to do this, but this makes money. You can put both of them together, find a way to find a sweet spot in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. Well, Ningi, you are a very ambitious person. We're super looking forward to seeing what you do after this May when we walk. Super exciting. Yeah. Don't go anywhere, guys. Right after this short break, we will have 2 more interviews.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Hello and welcome back to MSU Inside Out. And weather has been a hot topic here in Minot recently. Matt, what all do you have to tell us about weather looking forward?
Yeah, last week was absolutely insane for snow. I was expecting snow to come, but I didn't expect it to come this much. It was that type of snow where it's like really wet, sticky, and heavy. It's not a really pleasant type of snow, but it's clearing up a little bit. Roads are melting just slightly, and it's looking better. So currently in Minot, it's 35 degrees with cloudy skies, with a high of 35 and a low of 20 tonight.
Temperatures throughout the state with Williston at 33, Dickinson at 40, then Bismarck at 36, and over at the east side of the state, 31 for Grand Forks and 36 for Fargo. We're in the nice 30s, even 40s, but it's going to be raising up here soon, and we'll take a look at that on our Papa John 7-day forecast. So Sunday, we're actually going to be getting some rain, hopefully, with a high of 41 degrees. So that should wash away the snow just a bit. But when we get into the night, it's going to be 32 degrees. So be aware for the next morning to have icy roads. It's always really not the best. But when we get over to Thursday, we're going to be at 38 degrees. But even farther away, we're going to be even just a little bit warmer with the 40s, even maybe 50s predicting. But it's going to look nice when we go into the next week. But it's still going to be snowy out, so driving is definitely a big concern with a lot of people. One tip I can give, buy sandbags or kitty litter to put into your cars to weigh it down so you won't have a chance to slip around. But that's just like my tip of the day. One of my places I get my sandbags is Max over by Marketplace. It's a great place to get your sandbags or kitty litter. Ethan, how are you feeling about this cold winter weather right now?
Yeah, I mean, I love winter. It's probably one of my favorite times of the year, which is convenient given how much we have that here. But it's always nice to have at least just a little bit of warmer weather here before winter really kicks into high gear, so it is definitely nice to have. But one Minot whiner and complainer was so upset about the weather actually on Halloween that they screamed to death. Joining me today is Sam Skellington. Sam, thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure.
So
beautiful.
Stephen, can you tell me why it was such a big deal to you that it was so wintry on Halloween?
Well, for me personally, right, and this is just a preference, I do not like Halloween. White, cold, maybe a little brisk, but not in negative temperatures, right? Halloween is a time for witches, for brew, for candy, for costumes, and bobbing for apples. I don't need to see snow angels, all right? I don't need to see cold weather, tires. That's Kris Kringle's job. I do not appreciate living here, this beautiful state of North Dakota, having to deal with maybe the worst Halloween I've ever experienced.
Well, why is that a problem, Simon? I mean, why can't you still have Halloween with snow on the ground?
Really? It's snow. I want to ask you, have you seen Halloween Town?
No, I have not.
Is there snow in that movie?
There could be.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. If you've seen Halloween, if you've seen all the famous horror flicks, all right, you don't see snow on the ground. You don't see people making snow angels, buying gifts for their aunts and uncles.
I'm sure it happens, though.
I really don't think, I don't appreciate your attitude. I come on here with a different perspective. I'm just here to talk, okay? I'm just here to speak my voice, speak my opinion. We're talking here about Halloween. This is one of the most special times of year, okay? I'm here to air my grievances about why I love this beautiful holiday so much. I don't understand why you can't just accept the fact that I don't like snow on the ground.
Well, I mean, you're just bones anyways. Does it make you cold or something?
I'm going to resent that for the moment, but if we can get back on track, I'd like to bring up another point. When was the last time you had a real good piece of candy?
Yesterday.
Was it for Halloween?
Related.
Did you go trick-or-treating?
I did not.
See, you can't say anything. How do you think these kids feel when they spend tons of money on costumes, upwards into the triple digits, okay? We're talking sharks, witches, all sorts of stuff. And they can't go out because someone decided it would have been nice to put some snow on the ground earlier that evening. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I do, but I also know that there were still plenty of kids that did go trick-or-treating.
Name one.
Pretty much all of the younger members of my family.
All right, well then I must not have good eyesight because that is not what I witnessed. I bought a whole bag of candy, all right? I anticipated all sorts of trick-or-treaters, all sorts of fun, all sorts of stuff. And no one showed up. No one came to my door.
Well, where do you live?
In the ground.
Well, maybe that's your problem. Have you tried relocating?
I guess. I just wanted to come on here and air my grievances is all. I didn't have the best Halloween.
Well, that's okay. Maybe it'll be better next year. What do you think, Steven? Oh, well, I guess he doesn't have any more to say to
Sorry,
us.
I caught the cold tongue. I have a cold lip.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Simon Cowell. That being said, it has been a pretty cold Halloween. Obviously, not everyone is very happy about it, but with cold weather, it does mean that there are cold weather sports. Parker is here to tell us a little bit more about our regional sports happening recently.
Thanks, Ethan. The Minnesota Vikings have reached the point in their season where self-assessment is extremely crucial. The Vikings have a record of 4-4, which has them in second place in the NFC North. A playoff spot looks attainable for Minnesota. However, major question marks for the season arose when starting quarterback Kirk Cousins ruptured his Achilles tendon against the Green Bay Packers last weekend. Although that injury may have led the team to blow up the roster and go into a rebuild, the Vikings had other plans. It was announced on Tuesday that the team would be trading a 2024 sixth-round draft pick for Arizona Cardinals quarterback Josh Dobbs. Dobbs has been playing excellent football this year and now has the chance to play for a potential playoff team. The North Dakota State University Bison football team has been electric over the last 2 weeks. The Bison have won 2 straight games following a blowout loss to the University of North Dakota on October 14th. The Bison have averaged 45 points per game while only allowing 6.5 points per game since the loss. The momentum is coming at the perfect time of the season. The Bison will be traveling to Brookings, South Dakota this weekend to play the 8-0 South Dakota State University Jackrabbits in a rematch of last year's national championship game. The Jackrabbits have won 22 straight games dating back to last September. A Bison win on Saturday would surely lead to major changes in the FCS coaches poll rankings. Kickoff for the game will be at 2 o'clock. Unlike the Bison, the University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks have been on a slide since their meeting with NDSU. The Hawks suffered a devastating 27-0 loss to the University of Northern Iowa on October 21st. Last week, the Hawks squeaked by the winless Indiana State Sycamores with a 36-33 overtime victory. Quarterback Tommy Schuster had a season-high 273 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown pass to Quincy Vaughn. Wide receiver Bo Belquist also had himself an impressive showing with 7 catches for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Hawks will be traveling to Kentucky this weekend to play the 2-6 Murray State Racers. Kickoff will be at 1 o'clock. The 31st annual Dakota Bowl is only 1 week away. With that, the Velva Drake Animus Garrison Aggies are 1 win away from a second consecutive championship game appearance. The Aggies have been arguably the best Class A team in Dakota Bowl history, with 10 state championships since 1997. They will be looking for number 11 this year, but with head coach Matthew Weidler at the helm instead of longtime head coach Larry Sandy. The final team that stands in the Aggies' way of a Dakota Bowl appearance is the Dickinson Trinity Titans. The 2 teams met in last year's quarterfinals round of the playoffs, with the Aggies walking away with a 36-13 victory. Kickoff will be at 1:30 this Saturday at Larry Sandy Field in Velva. Another team is only 1 win away from a Dakota Bowl appearance. The Minot Magicians have made it to the AAA semifinals after an 8-1 regular season and a 23-14 victory over Mandan last week. The Magicians have made it to 6 championship games since 1999, but have went 0-6 in those games. Tomorrow, they will be heading to West Fargo to play the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. The Mustangs are 8-2 and have already beaten the Magicians once this season. A win for the Mustangs would mark their 4th Dakota Bowl appearance in the last 5 years. Tomorrow's game kicks off at 7 o'clock and will be streamed live on the PSP network. Ethan, if I'm not wrong, you are a Minot High graduate, so how are you feeling about them being this close to a championship game appearance?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, like you said, I graduated from Minot High in 2020. And there, they were really good at the time, got really close, but yeah, like you said, 0-6. So haven't been able to see them win. So it'd be really great to see them get another shot at it this year.
With that being said, you guys, we have one more interview with someone who is essential to putting on MSU Life Events right after this short break.
Hello and welcome back to MSU Inside Out on KMSU. We are coming up now on our last set of content for you guys here, but starting off with another and our final great interview here. So she is one of MSU Life's prominent characters and is one of the students that really helps put on a lot of the amazing events that we have here. Nengi Damanabo is on standby with more.
If you're a Minot State student, you're already aware of the amazing MSU Life events that are hosted year-round. Joining us now is MSU Life's very own director, Jada Clarke. How are you doing, Jada?
Oh, splendid. Thank you for asking, Nengi.
Awesome. Okay, Jada, when you came to Minot State, what was that one thing that told you, I want to go into MSU Life, I want to plan events, I want to make sure everybody has a great time?
You know what, Nengi? It's a really funny story because I was actually at a club fair about 2 years ago, working a booth for another club that I was in that participated in helping around the community. I'm a big advocate for community service. When I was approached by Miss Erin, who said, my boss said, you need to be on this team. And that's when I said, get out of town. Yes, please. Thank you. And after being just a member for the team for a couple months, I decided to volunteer and try out to become one of the coordinators and directors at the time. And it just seemed like the right fit. I love the students at this school and I love giving them a fun environment to be a student.
Oh my God, I love that. Absolutely love that. So when it comes to planning events, what would you say is like one of the most important skills you've learned, throughout dealing with students as well as making sure everything's in order?
Definitely planning an event that caters to everyone's not only needs but what they like. Some people may not be plant people, and that's why on a couple of occasions we have a plant day and then we have something in the evening for students that may be interested in gaming. So we'll have something coincide with an esports event, which is really nice, so all students feel welcomed and a part of the events we host.
Amazing. And on the topic of events, I am aware that there is an event going on tonight.
You know what, Nengi? We do have MSU's very own talent show coming tonight at 6:30. Free food catered by MSU Life starts at 6 o'clock, and I recommend all students to join, participate, eat, enjoy, and come watch.
Very true. You guys should not miss it. Let's never forget that MSU Life events are always possible through the amazing team and, of course, the students. So we want everyone to be there, of course. Thank you so much for joining me, Jada. Do you have any, token of knowledge for the students?
Definitely. College is what you make of it, so make it great. Go out there, participate, meet new people, and, of course, come to the MSU Life events. Thank you so much, Nengi.
Of course. Okay. Thank you, guys. Back to you, Kylie and Ethan.
Thanks, Nengi. So looking forward to next week, Ethan, what do we have planned?
Yeah, so we've got our MSU Inside the Dam podcast on Monday night. We have another one of our shows, barring any crazy weather patterns, next Thursday night. And then tonight, we actually have the MSU Talent Show that's going on. Why don't you tell us a little more about that, Kylie?
We do. This is the second year, I believe, we've put this on, so we're trying to make it an annual thing. So far, going strong. So it will be tonight in the Student Center at 6:30. And believe it or not, we have 3 of our own going to perform there tonight, Ethan being one, Matt, our weather guy, of course, and Ningi will also be there. So make sure you guys head over there at 6:30, maybe a little early so you can get a good seat and check out all of the talent we have here at MSU.
Yeah, but with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time.